What is going on, fans of Clash of Clans? In this video, I'm going to cover some of the new content coming in the next game update. Sadly, the main focus of the content for this update is Town Hall 17, so let's kick off things with the new levels and stats, shall we? There will be 4 defensive buildings gaining a new physical appearance to match the Town Hall 17 aesthetic. The X-Bow will increase to level 12, which includes 200 more hit points and 10 damage per second. Then a Hidden Tesla will go to level 16, gaining 100 hit points and 10 damage per second. The Scatter Shot will be upgradable to level 6 for 22.5 million gold, increasing its hit points to 5,600 and 195 points of damage per second. And lastly, all of the mortars will go to level 17 to gain 150 more points of hit points and 6 additional damage per second. And in case you overlooked it, each of those building upgrades will be well over 2 weeks worth of upgrade time. Yep. In the laboratory, there will be multiple troops and spells to work on, with the Archer going to level 13 to gain 4 more hit points and 3 additional damage per second. The Healer will go to level 10 to gain 100 more hit points and 6 additional points of hero healing. Then the Mighty P.E.K.K.A. will upgrade to level 12 to increase its hit points to 8,200 points and 870 damage per second. The Miner will go to level 11 to increase its hit points by 200 points and 8 damage per second. And the Bowler will go to level 9, gaining 50 hit points and 10 damage per second. Is it me, or do each of these upgrades seem very small when it comes to stat boosts? Then the Haste will go to level 6 to increase its speed increase from 52 to 56, and the Poison spell will upgrade to level 11 to increase its max damage per second stat by 20 points, speed decrease 1 additional percent, and attack rate decrease by 1%. Also, with these new levels, there will be supercharged levels available for the X-Bow, Hidden Tesla, Scatter Shot, and Mortar. So basically, you upgrade the buildings for the new look, and then you have to upgrade it a few more times for some increased stats. Now, you know how after the Archer Tower and Cannon merges, for those of you who are playing Town Hall 17 are left with 1 geared up Cannon and 1 geared up Archer Tower? Well, the game developer has a new solution for those buildings. In this update, those 2 defenses can now be merged into a new defense called the Multi-Gear Tower. The Multi-Gear Tower will only be available to Town Hall 17 players who have both a level 21 geared up Archer Tower and a level 20 geared up Cannon. Once built, it can be upgraded again to level 2 to increase its hit points and damage per second. This defense will have 2 modes to choose from: a long range mode, which fires a giant bolt at ground or air targets from a long range. In this mode, the Multi-Gear Tower fires a single bolt per target at a slower rate. And the second mode is called Fast Attack, which shoots bursts of 4 shots at a time when targets are closer to the defense. This mode can also strike ground or air units much faster at a higher damage per second than the long range mode. Personally speaking, I feel like the Fast Attack is going to be a lot more scarier than the long range mode, but we'll just have to see once it's in game how it's affecting Town Hall 17 players. Then again, players that are also in Clan War leagues facing off against Town Hall 17 players. And last but not least, this update will also introduce the 8th siege machine to the workshop. This one's called the Troop Launcher, and it will be available to Town Hall 16 players by upgrading the workshop to level 8. Unlocked at level 1, the Troop Launcher is an immobile machine that launches barrels of troops and clan castle troops at your allies in battle to support them. Okay, so here's how this one works. When the troop launcher is placed on the map, it will search for troops you have dropped on the map to support. It will then launch a barrel containing 1 clan castle troop in order from lower to higher housing space, 1 giant, barbarians, archers, and wall breakers every couple seconds until it runs out and destroys itself. The quantity of troops, their levels, and the number of barrels fired will depend on the siege machine's level. This machine works by using healer AI to target troops. It will also lose health slowly over time, just like the Flame Flinger or Siege Barracks, and if this machine is destroyed for any reason, remaining barrels will not be deployed. In this update, there will be 4 levels of the troop launcher introduced. Levels 1 through 3 3 will be available at Town Hall 16, and level 4 will be achieved at Town Hall 17. And this siege machine can only be requested in the clan castle by players who are at Town Hall 14 and above. Alright, so we did a little janky attack to see what this siege machine actually does in battle. Now, one thing to point out about it is that if it is placed with no other troops on the map, it will not do anything. It will just sit there and lose health. It will not shoot any barrels, and it does require a troop place. So we're going to drop the Barbarian King. It's going to release its first barrel, and you'll see that there are a giant, we got archers, barbarians, wall breakers, and I can't exactly recall what I had in the clan castle. I think it might have been a minion and Valkyries or something like that, because the first troop was the minion, which is a lower housing space. We dropped the Archer Queen, and you'll notice the siege machine continue to launch barrels every couple seconds, but the health is continuing to deteriorate over time. And basically what it's doing is supporting the troops, dropping more units with the Barbarian King and Archer Queen, along with the snakes because of the snake bracelet. We also brought some of the throwers because I've never actually used them in the live version of the game, like ever. And it launches a barrel all the way over there as well. And then once the final barrel is released, then it will destroy itself, releasing whatever troops are inside. So I think we probably have to think about what troops we're placing inside of our clan castles when it comes to this siege machine, because the Valkyries were a bit of a waste over there, in my opinion, for this particular attack. Now, I also wanted to make sure that I changed up the deployment of troops to see how this siege machine interacted with the other units, and you'll notice that we have some throwers on the far right side of the screen, and it does release a barrel way over on the other side of the map before releasing one with the Barbarian King. So it's really dependent on what troops are placed on the map first, I'm assuming, because that's how it reacted in multiple attacks. And sometimes it just doesn't really, I don't know, you know how healer AI is. It's always been very strange on what they choose to follow anyways, and that's basically how this siege machine is constructed. Now, when it comes to possible uses, that is kind of eluding me right now. I'm really not seeing it with this siege machine. It's a really cool siege machine, like it's a different mechanic entirely, but how it will be integrated into the game is really up to you guys, I guess. Let me know down in the comments below how you think this one will be used, and how do you feel about this update?